The Legend of Korra, the esteemed spin-off of the widely regarded Avatar: The Last Airbender, is renowned for its exceptional combat sequences and mature and compelling narratives. Set 7 decades post the defeat of Fire Lord Ozai by Avatar Aang, this story revolves around the next Avatar, Korra, a waterbender. The series showcases a stark contrast in Korra's character compared to Aang, and unlike the airbending prodigy, Korra grapples with unlocking her airbending abilities for a significant part of Book 1. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's the one and only, your girl, the Cartoon Hotspot, and in today's video, I'm going to be discussing why Avatar Korra struggled in unlocking her airbending abilities. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Be sure to subscribe, leave a like, and hit that bell button for post notifications. Without further ado, let's begin.
I'm the Avatar! You gotta deal with it!
From the minute we met Avatar Korra, we knew straight away how different she was to Avatar Aang. Our girl did not hesitate to show off her earth, water, and firebending abilities, mastering 3 of the 4 elements at a very young age. However, air was something that she just couldn't grasp. It's no secret that Korra and Aang are polar opposites, both in character and physical abilities. Spiritually, yes, they're the same person, but whilst Aang was calm and rarely solved conflict with violence unless he needed to, often keeping a clear head and easily connected with his spiritual side, Korra, on the other hand, was hot-headed, short-tempered, and stubborn. Unlike Aang, she faced her problems head-on. With that being said, why exactly are they completely different from one another? Aang's biggest regret was running away and abandoning his duties as the Avatar for over 100 years, which indirectly led to the genocide of the Air Nomad generation. Aang's biggest regret was reincarnated in the sense that Korra hardly backed down from a fight. Aang was an airbender, and in Book 2 we saw him struggle in mastering earthbending. After all, earth is the element of substance. For Aang, who exuded a carefree and gentle demeanor, mastering earthbending posed a challenge due to its demand for a tough and assertive personality. So naturally, you'd think Korra would struggle in mastering firebending, since it's the opposite to her native style of bending. However, Korra was pretty proficient at firebending. Firebending is known for its intense and aggressive attacking style, which is why it came at ease for Korra. But why exactly did Korra have such a difficult time unlocking her airbending abilities? Korra's upbringing heavily influenced her understanding of what it means to be an airbender, and by extension, what it means to be the Avatar. Let's rewind to The Last Airbender, Book 2. In the episode Bitter Work, Uncle Iroh explained that air is the element of freedom, as the air nomads detached themselves from worldly problems and concerns. Finding peace and freedom was the key to solving their difficulties in life. Korra was sheltered away from the world. For the first 17 years of her life, Korra grew up and was kept in the South Pole under strict orders and security by the White Lotus. And we learn in Book 3 why this was the case. It's fair to say that Korra has always felt imprisoned and sheltered from the outside world. Korra's path to forging her own destiny began when she left the South Pole, but it proved easier said than done. As soon as she stepped into Republic City, she encountered the threat posed by Amon and the Equalist. Think of it this way, someone has been sheltered away from most of their life, so it's not going to be easy adjusting to a new environment, meeting new friends, and acclimating to a culture you're not familiar with. Not to talk of a rising threat from someone planning a revolution. Korra did not experience the traditional Avatar training. She didn't get to travel the world and learn bending from the different nations. Why does this matter? Well, because Uncle Iroh also explained that
it is important to draw wisdom from many different places. If we take it from only one place, it becomes rigid and stale.
Grasping the essence of others, the diverse elements, and the various nations is integral to achieving wholeness. Korra, despite possessing formidable power as an avatar, faced a profound challenge, a lack of deep understanding of each element, particularly airbending. But it also meant she had a very surface level understanding of what it means to be the avatar by extension. I have an entire video essay in the works on how Korra's identity as the avatar was constantly being challenged. But in short, Korra's initial surface level elemental training, confined within a compound, deprived her of a personal development. This seclusion not only hindered her social and emotional growth, but also fostered an arrogance in relying solely on brute force to solve problems. She thought that being the avatar meant that she was unstoppable, and she quickly learned how wrong she was. The villains she confronted indeed required physical prowess, but each possessed a superior mental fortitude. Each opponent she faced challenged her in a way that would force her to confront her innermost fears. Korra's upbringing within the confines of a compound for 17 years starkly contrasted contrast with the essence of air and its association with boundless freedom. This stark contrast significantly shapes Korra's perception of her role as the Avatar. Korra's confinement denies her the opportunity to fully understand what it means to embody the Avatar spirit. Bending draws its power from your personality. So by this reason, Korra's personality did not match that of an airbender. Airbenders prioritize agility and speed. Waterbenders power their bending with adaptation and versatility. Earthbenders deploy tenacity and resistance. And firebenders apply aggression and energy. And this is where the concept of jings come into play. If you're unfamiliar with the phrase jing, it refers to the myriad of options one has during battle for how to direct their energy, both inside and externally. Different types of jing correspond to different combat tactics and techniques. Positive jing is when you are attacking, negative jing is when you are retreating, and neutral jing is when you are waiting and listening. Airbending focuses on negative jing, firebending focuses on positive jing, earthbending focuses on neutral jing, whereas waterbending focuses on shifting between positive and negative jing as needed. Korra, unlike Aang, lacks the personality of an airbender. She is determined and forceful. Her swift proficiency of firebending is due to her ability to channel her aggression and inner force into it. However, airbending necessitates peace and evasion. It's simply not in Korra's nature to avoid conflict. She'd rather fight than settle things calmly at first. In most of Korra's confrontations, her first instinct is to attack using fire, not even water. Korra can firebend easily because she has a firebender's heart. Her mastery of positive jing enables her to focus her aggression with ease. She struggled with airbending because her inner essence did not naturally align with what was required to airbend. In Book 1 of The Legend of Korra, Korra's journey is a quest for liberation from her constrained and somewhat naive perspective on what being the Avatar means. Whilst Aang faced the challenge of mastering the elements and embracing his Avatar responsibilities, Korra's journey is inherently different. She had to learn how to be a person with compassion, understand herself beyond her identity as the Avatar. This personal growth is the crux of her narrative arc throughout the series. The climax of Book 1, where Korra's bending is taken away by Amon, serves as a pivotal moment that highlights her identity being stripped away physically and metaphorically. Without her bending, Korra is forced to confront her deepest insecurities and vulnerabilities, and this loss of identity challenges her to redefine herself outside of being the Avatar, thus reinforcing the theme that being the Avatar does not exempt her from the trials and tribulations of personal growth and self-discovery. Before anything else, the Avatar is first a human, with fears, doubts, and challenges. Ultimately, Korra's journey highlights the universal truth that true strength and identity come from embracing one's vulnerabilities and being open to change. By transcending the limitations of her Avatar identity, Korra emerges as a more resilient and self-aware individual, embodying the essence of air in its truest form, free, adaptable, and open to the winds of change.
You have finally connected with your spiritual self.
How?
When we hit our lowest point, we are open to the greatest change.
Korra's realization came when she understood that mental strength trumps physical prowess. Admitting fear and seeking help became the catalyst for her growth. Her struggle to airbend reflected her internal turmoil, and as she confronted these emotional barriers, her proficiency in airbending soared. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I feel like not many people give Korra credit for the immense growth and character development she underwent, nor do they give her credit for how much of a complex character she really is. But now I want to put it to you guys. What do you think of Korra's airbending journey? Let me know down in the comments below. But as for today, that's it from me, and I'll see you again next time.